Hello dudes and lady dudes, Jean here on Thursday. This theory is kind of a theory Thursday, but it's not really one that you have to deep delve too deeply, and that is the idea that censorship, Trudeau's plan to just, I mean, he's talked about it once before. A couple of years ago, maybe 3, 4 years ago, when he kind of first became prime moron, he wanted to get kind of a UK type censorship on the internet, banning free speech pretty much. There are actually some things slipped into the code underneath hate speech. You can actually get charged for saying things. Anything deemed Islamophobic is under that. So you ask the question why over 90 whatever 6% of terrorist deaths deaths from terrorist activities are made by a few percent of the country's population. Things like that. That is, you could get charged underneath this job or underneath this law that he's worked in already several years ago. Well, few years ago. Just feels forever. It actually hasn't been forever. But his new one is to combat misinformation about COVID-19, which here in Canada, the #1 source of misinformation has actually been him in his office. Masks don't work, which is why we sent all our masks to China, and if you are mad that we did that, you are racist. Oh my goodness, China's sending us masks back because, hey, look at that, masks do work, and it's all good. It doesn't matter. The fact that, 100 people have died because we don't have enough resources here, that's fine, that's dandy. Oh my goodness, they're all contaminated or defective. But yes, this is just, it'd be one thing if they were held to their own standards, but they're not. This is actually something Jean's talked about. The media as a whole needs accountability. We have slander and libel laws, and freedom of press doesn't mean you can spout out whatever lie and just champion it as truth. Freedom of press means you should have a free press, a press that isn't bound by these lies, these agendas by the media. But that's not the case. Could you imagine if the left were held to the standards of everything being fact checked, where, oh my gosh, they misplaced a comment, so we're posting this as 100% false along all sites. I mean, the left, they blatantly, they will promote hundreds and thousands of hours into a lie, into something that they know is a lie because the truth isn't out there yet. And when that truth comes, they'll just quietly ignore it and they'll move on to the next one. If we could combat that, then it's like, okay, I'm okay with that, with the media being held accountable, with people being held accountable for lying. That is not freedom of speech. Blatantly lying is not freedom of speech. You could say, well, and that's the thing. They'll say, well, this was an opinion or this was speculation. No, it wasn't. You're passing it off as fact. That's why you passed 200 hours over the weekend. Boom, this is what could be happening. Oh no, Trump actually did it right. Oh man, Trudeau actually dropped the ball on this. No, and just hide it away, boom. And that's not what they're doing here. They're doing this to attack, and you see it already with censorship on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of them. Big tech, and it's just like, come on, people, wake up. Of course, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to say, well, Jean, you're on YouTube. Why don't you get off? I would love to. I would love for, someone who with the know-how and, the backing and the fame to just say, okay, we're going to make a social media platform. We don't need them all. We don't need Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. We don't need all of that. I mean, you could do it on one. Twitter, okay, that's like your old Facebook status, and then you got your posts, which is normal, and I mean, pictures, you just put pictures with hashtags. I don't know why you need Instagram, which feeds it to Facebook, which feeds it to Twitter. I don't know why they all, just like all of them, and then just have videos, like a channel, like kind of like pages. So, I mean, we could do it all. The idea is already there, and it could be done, but no one actually wants to get the ball rolling. There are some people who are like, oh, we're going to do this. I think Piers Morgan's behind one, but you actually have to pay a fee. It's just like, that's ridiculous. So now, that's not free speech, that's subscription-based speech. You can speak freely as long as you pay. That's, extortion. So there are people like, oh, I could get people together and make a site like that, make a platform. People have done that. But these big time, you need some big backers, and there are big backers out there. There are a lot of, there are a lot of right wing, conservative, libertarian, liberal, everything that's not the far left. There are a lot of people who agree with free speech. Look who's the champion of free speech and who are called the alt-right by the left, but who have long been liberals. Ricky Gervais. I mean, imagine him like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, saying that he would be like the face of free speech on the right. You'd be like, no way, he hates the right. He is a liberal through and through, to the core, but because he agrees with free speech, which is actually a liberal ideology, which is actually why people like to differentiate, like John here, liberal and leftism, they're not the same. No, leftism is fascism, it is the far left, it is control, it is power, it is squelching anything that is not theirs. Liberalism is actually be free, do whatever the heck you want, and don't harm anyone and live your own life. Kind of like libertarianism, honestly. If you look at the best Democrat and presidents through the years, the only good ones really, they would be on the right nowadays. Donald Trump is a lifelong Democrat, and he hasn't changed his stance. He's actually very much a moderate Democrat if you go back to like JFK, but he is now the alt-right because the left has gone in. So really, there's this whole, it's not like, oh, well, half are fine with the way it is, half not. It's actually like 80% do not like the way it is. It's just that 20% have control over these big platforms. So we need to wake up. We need to get to the right people to say, okay, we have this huge base. Make this platform where free speech is okay, where you don't have to pay, and then put some effort behind it. Can you imagine if James Wood, was like, okay, I'm quitting Twitter. They keep banning me because I'm speaking my mind, so I'm going to go on this one. Follow me there. I mean, all his millions of followers would right there grow. And then some of these other people who have said the same thing, then boom, they would go. And the idea that the possibility is there, but people, rather than actually doing it, are just saying, oh man, I wish it could be done. Guess what? If John gets 1,000,000 followers, he'll do it. I'll find people, I'll pay them, I will whatever. But until I am big enough to get kind of that following, there's nothing John can do. So, people, we gotta, don't sit by idly. Look at PragerU, what they're doing. They're battling YouTube in court. There's a big thing behind that. Even YouTube's demonetization, because when YouTube demonetizes the channel, they're still making money off the channel. It's just rather than giving you a portion, they're taking it all. So it's like if you go to a store and you're like, hey, I want you to sell my t-shirts in the store, and they're like, okay, well, we'll buy them for $5 and sell them for $10, thumbs up. But now the store's like, actually, we're going to take them for free and sell them for $10. That's what it's like. And there's no way right now for people to combat it. They want to make a living. They want to reach people. They want the platform to reach people. There's no way for to do it. And to say that, well, they're treating all sides equally. No, they're not. Just Google search. We talked about yesterday. Google search. Google search. People literally, there are entire communities online that show, okay, I'm going to say this about Trump and I'm going to say this about Obama. One is blocked or one is taken down. One is not, depending on what you do it. Pro-Obama, pro-Trump taken down, pro-Obama left. Exact same wording. Anti-Trump, anti-Obama, anti-Trump, boom, is left there. Obama taken down, warning, sometimes out ban for a few days right away. This is normal. All right, we're dealing with it online, and now we have a prime moron who wants to actually make it law. Make it law that if we disagree with what you're saying, you're going to get charged, you're going to face a fine, you could go to jail. Welcome to the new Canada. This is not liberalism. This is totalitarianism. This is fascism. It's hard to say out of the list. And this is exactly what the left is saying the right wants, yet they're doing it. Everything that the left's saying is that they hate and they're against, they're doing. Wake up, people. Time to get off your couches. Time to say, okay, whose tree can I kick? Maybe we can't get a big, massive James Wood to get behind this thing, or another big time celebrity, but maybe we can get enough local people here, local people there, and we could just make it ourselves if we get enough people. We've got to wake up. We got to take the power. We have given so much power of our internet lives, which is our whole life, our 6+ hours of media a night on the internet, not work, but just us consuming. We have given it to these tech giants, and these tech giants are like, we're censoring you. Now the government's like, oh look, they're already doing it, we're just going to make it law. Wake up, people. You like the video, you know what to do. Don't like the video, you know what to do. Right? Feed a homeless person, put that thumbs down, let me know how many you fed, and that'll spite me, that'll hurt me to my core. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.